Dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning program. And the chapter which continues, you all know the name of the chapter. We are continuing chapter number 4 in chemistry. The title of the chapter you all know, carbon and its compound, that we all know. Today you are attending lecture number 3. Understand one thing which I want to share with you. Let me first write the title and lecture number. Okay, the chapter 4, as you all know, my dear student, chapter 4, and the title of the chapter you all know, carbon and its compounds. Okay, today in this particular lecture you are attending lecture number, in this particular chapter, lecture number 3, carbon and its compounds. Actually, today I want to share one very important thing for you. You all might have textbook and you all have our material also. As far as textbook is concerned and our material is concerned, there may be some change in the sequence of the topic, and it has been done intentionally for your clear understanding. If we don't do those particular changes in the sequence of the topic, understand, then it might confuse you a lot how to read and how to prepare the topic which we are going to discuss today. Today, the first topic which we are going to discuss, it may happen that we may be able to cover. Actually, I wanted in lecture number 3 today to discuss about 3 topics numbered 4.2, that is versatile nature of carbon. That is what I want to discuss today. Then topic number 4.2.1, that is discussion about saturated and unsaturated compound. And then topic number 4.2.2, that is chain, branches and rings. Actually, these 3 topics needs to be discussed, understand, together. May I have to supply one more lecture for in detail discussion of all these 3 topics together. First topic which we are starting first, that is topic 4.2, and if I write the title of the topic, you all agree with this: versatile nature of carbon. Actually, my dear student, just now when I was dictating you the title of the topic, at that time I told 4.2, 4.2.1 and 4.2.2, but what actually I am going to do is that I will take with this 4.2.2 first. That is, the title is chains, why I am going to take, you will understand as the topic advances, branches and rings, okay? And then I am going to discuss topic 4.2.1, that is saturated, okay, and unsaturated, saturated and unsaturated compounds. Okay, my dear student, we have changed the order of discussion intentionally to make the basic fundas of the topic quite clear. First, versatile nature of carbon. I think conceptually you all are clear regarding carbon. In our first lecture only we discussed the only non-metal which possess almost 3 million compounds which can be named with formula which outnumbers, understand, compound formed by all other element taken together. So carbon is undoubtedly a unique non-metal. Other non-metal are also useful: phosphorus, sulfur, silicon, which is semi-metal, also is useful. But regarding carbon, one most important, and why it happened that in nature, why carbon is the only non-metal which is found everywhere and it possesses so many compounds present in nature. So for that purpose, versatile nature of carbon is responsible. You all know the meaning of versatility. Understand? Carbon has a versatile nature. And I just written the topic, the first one, versatile nature of carbon means what? That is, we are first trying to discuss in detail. What is the meaning of versatile nature of carbon? Under this title, we are going to discuss two topics. Versatile nature of carbon, in that we will discuss two most important properties of carbon. The first one, we are continuing topic 4.2. Understand? I can write this way for your understanding. 4.2.a. Understand? This important word we first try to understand, catenation, and then we will try to understand one another important word for carbon, that is tetravalency. Understand? These two very important property of carbon makes it quite versatile in nature. What is actually the meaning of catenation? Understand? Try to just remind. We have already discussed in lecture number 2 chlorine molecule, hydrogen molecule, nitrogen molecule, where there is in molecule you are able to find only two atoms, as you know, nitrogen N triple bond N, chlorine Cl single bond Cl, hydrogen H single bond H. Understand? Now my dear student, just try to understand, okay, in nature carbon is the only element which has capacity to make a long chain of carbon atoms only. That property of making a long chain of carbon atoms is actually known as catenation. And that is not, we are not talking that 5 to 10 carbon atom in chain. Innumerable carbon atom forms gigantic chain of carbon atoms. Carbon joins with each other, understand? They form a long chain, and that property can be called catenation. Like this, we are not, I am just showing only few carbon atoms here, but this way up to infinity, a carbon is capable to make such a long chain of carbon atoms. Not only that, it also not only form a long chain of carbon atom, but at the same time this chain, which is formed of carbon atoms only, may be a linear chain. I have written the chains, branches and rings. That's why I have reordered the topic for clear explanation. What I told, catenation means what? A long chain of carbon atoms. Understand? Is it that carbon possess only such linear chains? I can call it linear, okay, because it's a simple line of carbon atom. Let us call it linear. Okay. Do carbon possess only such linear chains of carbon atom? No. It also possesses sometime branched chain structure also, like this. Suppose I just draw one or two. Suppose this way, okay, one branch. This type of structure can be observed. You can call it a branch structure. In textbook they have also shown this way. Understand? All are okay? This is also a chain of carbon atom. This is also a chain of carbon atom, but this is a linear chain. This is branched chain structure. Just try to understand, dear student. Branched chain. You can call it linear chain structure. This is branched chain structure. Okay? No other element present in nature has this particular capacity to form a long linear chain of same atom or branched chain of same atom. Understand? Always, my dear student, in this particular chapter number 4, I have seen student last year also confused, because when you read the textbook, the material is given not in a proper order, so that student can catch the concept clearly. That's why for this particular chapter my insistence is never even touch textbook for this chapter. You need to go as per our material, where we have tried our best to make the things reorder in proper manner. Carbon possess a linear chain structure, catenation, branch chain structure. Not only that, my dear student, it also possess a cyclic chain structure like this. I am just drawing it here. Cyclic chain structure. Just try to understand. This is such a uniqueness of this element that no element in the nature possess this. This can be called a cyclic chain structure. Understand? This is cyclic chain structure. Try to understand. Everywhere you are able to see carbon atoms only. You can call it carbon skeleton also. Skeleton means chain of carbon atoms. Understand, it can be linear chain, branch chain, cyclic or ring-like structure. So not only this is property of catenation. Actually the basic definition is the property of making a long chain of similar atom is known as catenation. Means making a long chain of the same atom. That property is not possessed by every element in nature, though some of the element like silicon also possess this property, but to some limited extent, maybe 8 atom or 6 or 7 atom. More than that is not possible by even silicon, but carbon is the only non-metal which possesses the specific remarkable property of making a long chain of carbon atom. Not only that, the chain of carbon atom may be linear, may be branched, may be ring-like structure, cyclic structure. Understand? So this is a unique property carbon possess. Property of catenation. Not only that, just forming this chain, such type of chain, no doubt give rise to so many carbon compound existing in nature, but at the same time it also is observed that in all this carbon atom chain, may be linear, branched or cyclic, there are also double or triple covalent bond. Try to understand, my dear student. There can be double bond, there can be triple bond, here also there can be double bond. Okay, so this way, my dear student, here also there can be double bond, or maybe this is just I am trying to explain you, maybe triple bond. So just try to understand, dear student, just because carbon shows so many type of chain skeleton, but at the same time there are some double or triple covalent bond. And my dear student, the topic no doubt we are going to discuss saturated and unsaturated compound. Both are different. Saturated compound are different, unsaturated are different. You just start thinking linear chain of carbon, suppose all single bond, maybe some double bond, maybe some triple bond, give rise to so many saturated and unsaturated compounds in nature. Branch structure may be linear, may be possessing double bond or triple bond, give rise to so many saturated and unsaturated compound. In cyclic ring-like structure, maybe single bond, double bond, triple bond give rise to so many ring structure compound, may be saturated or unsaturated. That's why carbon is such a unique element that it possesses the property of catenation, which give rise to so many compounds in nature. Understand, my dear student? One more thing, that is tetravalency. This is also needs to be very clear in your mind. You all know that carbon is tetravalent element. That means carbon is able to join with other 4 carbon atom. Not only that, carbon is also able to share, understand its electron with with atoms of other element also. Carbon can share electron with hydrogen, that we have already discussed in, I think, lecture number 1, that is formation of methane CH4, where carbon share its 4 electron with hydrogen. If I just mention one more, if you know, carbon tetrachloride CCl4, where carbon is sharing its 4 electron with chlorine molecules, with chlorine atoms. Understand? Even I just mentioned one other, carbon sulfide. You know the formula CS2, where carbon is sharing its electron with 2 atoms of sulfur. So my dear student, just try to understand, carbon, no doubt, makes a long chain of carbon atom, maybe linear branch chain, double bond, single bond, triple bond, but at the same time carbon also has property to share its electron with other element also quite easily, maybe with chlorine, maybe with sulfur, maybe with hydrogen, maybe with oxygen, whatever, maybe with silicon, whatever. But not only that, just one more thing, carbon has capacity to share electron with carbon atom and other element. So my dear students, so technical fault though. We were discussing the topic that carbon not only share electron with carbon element, means carbon atom, it also has capacity to share electron with other element also. Not only that, it is able to share electron, maybe single, double, triple covalent bond with chlorine, sulfur, understand, oxygen, hydrogen, but at the same time, one more thing which is most important. Question may arise in your mind, that do carbon only has this capacity to join with other? No, other element also share electron with more other element. But one thing regarding carbon is again a very important fact, which makes carbon exceptional. What is that? Not only carbon joins with atoms of other element, but because carbon possesses smaller nucleus, it has it is able to retain the said pair of electron with greater force, attractive force. As a result, it gives rise to so many stable carbon compound, understand, in nature. So this tetravalency, and because carbon, on account of possessing that small nucleus, able to retain or able to attract or bond, understand, with greater force the electron pair, understand, that's why it is able to give rise to so many stable carbon compounds. Okay, my dear student. So the second property of tetravalency and capacity to holding that electron pair make carbon more exceptional than other element. That's why these two property of carbon, one that is catenation and another that is tetravalency, make it exceptional and versatile. Understand? We sometimes don't hear this word, the regarding actor and actress, is that he or she is a versatile actor. Versatility means what? That they are able to play different role. Here carbon is ultimately a versatile superhero, playing so many roles, making saturated, unsaturated compounds. Understand? Not only it makes those compounds, but because of its capacity to hold the electron pair, it gives rise to so many stable carbon compounds present on this earth. Okay, my dear student. So, two topics. You must have understood why I reordered and why I discussed, because when you discuss versatile nature of carbon and when you discuss about catenation, in catenation only you are speaking that carbon is making a long chain of carbon atom. I think before I discuss about saturated and unsaturated compound, I have to take this topic chain, branches and ring like structure. Understood? That's why we reordered the topic. We will discuss about saturated and unsaturated compound now. But before that, these two topics must be clear in your mind. One is versatile nature of carbon and another chain, branches and rings. Okay, that topic 4.2.2 we discussed and reordered. Now, my dear student, our target is to understand what is the meaning of saturated and unsaturated compound. Okay, before we discuss about saturated and unsaturated compounds, okay, let us try to understand first, because my next discussion, though the title has been given saturated and unsaturated compounds, understand, I want to discuss with you first, rather than word compounds, I will utilize the word hydrocarbons first. No doubt, as a whole, you can say saturated and unsaturated compound only, because hydrocarbon, when I speak, ultimately so it is compound, made up of only carbon and hydrogen, but I want to make my discussion more specific. That's why I am not targeting compound, I am targeting first only hydrocarbons. That is my first target, okay? And when you discuss about hydrocarbons, my dear student, you also understood in previous standard. Hydrocarbon means those compounds which are made up of only carbon and hydrogen. Only two elements are present in hydrocarbon, that you all know. We are first limiting our discussion to discuss about saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Then the discussion advances and it moves up to, ultimately the title explains saturated and unsaturated compound, okay, but I am confining it to only hydrocarbons, okay. My dear student, as I first discussed with you, in textbook the material has been given in such a way that when you read the textbook you feel it quite confused, understand? That's why again in this chapter my insistence is thoroughly for material only, because in that we have modified the words also. Not only that, we have reordered the topics to make your mindset very clear regarding this particular chapter, and I don't want any student to remain confused. Understand? Before I continue the topic, lecture number 1 we gave for, you all know, that is carbon covalent in nature. Then lecture 2 we discussed about formation of different type of compound, single, double, triple covalent bond. Lecture 3. Each and every topic which I discuss here, you need to read word to word. Just don't do homework for the sake of doing it and submitting in time to the associate that we don't enroll in the list of homework not done. That's I don't want. Suppose I give in homework that write topic 4.2. Nowadays I am giving homework in that pattern also. Topic 4.2, versatile nature of carbon. So my dear student, before you write it, please read each and every point thoroughly. Then and then write it. If I give in homework the topic 4.2.2, chain, branches and rings, so my dear student, you need to understand, read the topic first and then write in homework. Understood? That is very important. Saturated and unsaturated compound. In that we are discussing hydrocarbon, which are made up of only two elements, carbon and hydrogen. Try to understand, my dear student. Okay, carbon and hydrogen we are discussing. In hydrocarbon, we are going to discuss about saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so my dear student, one by one we are going to study saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, let us first discuss about saturated hydrocarbons. Okay, saturated hydrocarbons, let us discuss about that only first. saturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Why I am insisting and repeating the topic's title to make your mind very clear regarding this. Saturated hydrocarbons are also known as alkanes. Try to understand, my dear student. Very important word. Saturated hydrocarbons are also known as alkanes. Let us try to define which are called saturated hydrocarbons. Just try to understand. Those hydrocarbons in which there is single covalent bond only exist between two carbon atoms are known as saturated hydrocarbons. What I spoke in chemistry, I am always asking you and telling you, advising you that do not write until understand the fact. What is the definition of saturated hydrocarbon? Those hydrocarbons in which there exists single covalent bond between any two carbon atom, means successive carbon atom, are known as saturated hydrocarbon. This saturated hydrocarbon are also given another name, also known as alkanes. They are known by the name alkane. Alkanes means saturated hydrocarbons. Understand? To mention some of the alkanes, understand, my dear student, concentrate on, I just underline it for your clear understanding. Concentrate on this suffix ane. This is very important for you. Ane suffix. Understand? Ends with ane suffix. Suppose, my dear student, one alkane you remember, methane. Just speak the spelling of methane. METHANE. At the last ANE, it is alkane. To mention some of the alkane, we are no doubt going to discuss about detailed structure, molecular formula, electron dot structure of each and every saturated hydrocarbon or alkanes. But methane, you know, if I just want to mention some of the alkane, suppose we start methane. Okay, then let me write the second alkane. I write ethane. I write next alkane, that is propane. Then I write next alkane, that is butane. Then I write next alkane, that is pentane. Next alkane, that is hexane. Understand? આવે પછી આગળ હેપ્ટેન, ઓક્ટેન, નોનેન, ડેકેન, મોનોડેકેન, ડાઇડેકેન, ટ્રાઇડેકેન, ટેટ્રાડેકેન, પેન્ટાડેકેન. આપણે તો હેક્ઝેન સુધી ખાલી યાદ રાખો, ઇનફ છે. મિથેન, ઇથેન, પ્રોપેન, બ્યુટેન, પેન્ટેન. Just note down, my dear student, when you speak name of all alkanes, you see suffix ane everywhere. means name of all alkanes end with ane suffix. Two property of alkane has been clear in your mind. One, in all alkane there is single covalent bond between two carbon atoms. Not only that, name of all alkanes ends with ane suffix. You understood this? Two things are clear in your mind regarding alkane. Why I am discussing alkane in detail? Because at the end I am going to utter one word that if you are asked in exam to write that short note, these all points has to be very important. First, this one, that all hydrocarbons having single covalent bond between two adjacent carbon atoms are known as alkanes. Second, name of all alkanes ends with suffix ane. Third point, if we just list out the alkanes starting from methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, etc., these are all alkane. No doubt methane is the first and the simplest alkane, followed by ethane, propane, butane, pentane and hexane. Now my dear student, if you just know formula of one alkane, you are able to derive the formula of all rest of the alkane. Understand? Suppose I write formula of methane. What is that? You all know, CH4. If I just know the formula of methane, am I able to write formula of ethane? Yes, my dear student. Just here, how many carbon atom? One. Increase one carbon atom and two hydrogen atoms. શું થાય બોલો? C2H6 લો ઇથેનની formula clear. Propane શું કરશો બોલો? Add one carbon and two hydrogen, C3H8. Butane, speak out the formula, my dear student. One carbon increase and two hydrogen, C4H10. Pentane, C5H12. Hexane, C6H14. This way, just if you know the formula of one alkane, you are able to write the formula of all alkanes starting from methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane. You know one thing, some order appears everywhere. Single covalent bond, names of all alkanes end with ane, that is clear. Understand? Not only that, you can see that between two alkane there is a difference of C. What is the difference between two alkane? So between two alkane there is difference of CH2. You understood? What you have done everywhere from methane, when you wanted to guess the formula of ethane, you increase one carbon and two hydrogen. From ethane, increase one hydrogen and one carbon and two hydrogen. Propane, butane, increase one carbon, two hydrogen. Pentane, one carbon, two hydrogen. Hexane, one carbon, two hydrogen. This way you can guess formula of any alkane. So you are able to observe one order here. Understand? And at the same time, when there is a difference of CH2, there is a difference of how much atomic mass between two successive carbon. So CH2, just try to calculate one carbon and two hydrogen. Understand? atomic number of carbon you all know 12, hydrogen you know 1, 12 plus 2, what is that? 14 AMU. Understand, that means between two successive alkanes, what is the difference of atomic mass? 14. That is also orderly. Difference of 14, 14, 14, 14 continues. That also looks some underlying order. Understand? Because of this, all alkane possess similar chemical properties. No doubt, with the increase in molecular mass, some difference is observed in their physical property. Mind the word, not chemical property. Some variation, increase in physical property, like increase in melting point and boiling point as you move from methane up to bottom, not only increasing melting point and boiling point, but also you will find some variation in solubility factor also. Understood, my dear student? This is a discussion about only saturated hydrocarbon, that is alkane. Understood? How many point we discussed about alkane? Can we just verify? Okay, my dear student, let us verify. Definition of saturated hydrocarbon or alkane. So those hydrocarbon in which there appears single covalent bond between two adjacent carbon atom are known as saturated hydrocarbon or known as alkanes. Name of all alkanes end with which suffix? ANE. Understand? Not only that, members of the alkane series. Why I am speaking the word series, I will tell at the end. Alkane series: methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, etc. Between two alkane there is a difference of CH2. Between two successive alkane there is a difference of atomic mass 14. Because there underlies some order in speaking the name of alkane, understand, they form such series of saturated hydrocarbon which are called alkane, and such series are known as homologous series. What it is called? Homologous series. Why homologous? So there appear one order. You speak the name homologous, ANE, difference of CH2, difference of atomic mass 14. That's why all alkanes form a homologous series. They all possess similar chemical properties. There is variation, no doubt, in physical property like melting point, boiling point, as well as at the same time in solubility factor also. Understand, my dear student? One more thing I want to mention, you just have to remember up to hexane. Okay, here first four alkane, methane, ethane, propane, butane, are gaseous in nature. Then pentane C5H12 is existing in two states, either in gaseous state or in liquid state. Understand? Rest of the alkane are appearing in liquid state in nature. You understood this? So this is our complete discussion regarding only saturated hydrocarbon, that is alkanes only, and it may be some point we discuss. Understand, I may give in homework also, write a short note on alkane series. So you have to remember all 6 to 7 points which are also given in our material also. Okay, if they ask in exam, explain homologous series of alkanes, you have to write all these points. We are going to continue this topic in next lecture number 4, where we will try to make structural for structures and electron dot structure of each and every alkane I mentioned here, and also we are going to discuss some specific property of alkane. Our discussion of saturated hydrocarbon will continue in our next lecture number 4. Okay, my dear student, thank you very much from Bharat sir.